So I'll kick it off with a brief intro. I know we only have 30 minutes here, but what a showing this morning. The keynote was amazing. To see this community grow over the past couple of years has been awesome. All the board members, several people I know, great community. The ecosystem for Acumatica and the people that we have are they're some of the best. So good job, way to go. Excited for this week. I saw somebody say happy hump day. We're halfway through, and I know we've got a couple happy hours. We've got some fun stuff, some great breakout sessions. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. It looks like we've leveled off about 62 people. That's pretty exciting. So just to introduce myself, I'm David Harper. I am the VP of Sales and Channel Business Development for REPAY. Really focused on the integrated partnerships, integrated efforts that we have with our ERP and accounting systems, the shopping carts, and I'll get into some of that and really get you an intro into kind of who REPAY is. I know that a lot of you already know, but there's been an evolution to our product offering, really the way that we're positioning ourselves within the market. Get us to the next slide. So on our agenda today, really want to cover industry trends, payment myths versus facts. There's a lot of information that's floating around. Payment challenges, the solutions that we really offer to those challenges. Couple industry stats. I know by the numbers, a lot of people look at it and have a better understanding of what this means when it's put into to some math and allocated to the bill to the business that you're working with, and then really how we can help, how you can get in contact with us. The first thing I really want to do, though, is shout out to REPAY. I know Devin's floating around in here somewhere, but they've got a happy hour tomorrow, 4:20, and then they're actually helping sponsor a happy hour with us today around 4:15. So make sure to drop by that. A lot of good people, a lot of people that I'm sure you guys are used to having happy hours with, either virtually or in person. So just wanted to say thank you. REPAY has always been a great partner of ours, and then make sure to stop by theirs tomorrow as well. So as I kick it off, I'm going to get into some industry trends, kind of where we are today, what's happening. I mean, there's a lot of movement within the ERP system, within payments, and really, the robust integrations are really the key to payment success within the ERPs, within accounting systems, within Acumatica, and really providing digital payments. Card not present technology is one that has really evolved over the past. I've been doing this for about 15 years, and I've been seeing this evolve, almost yearly. And that includes, the growth of tokenization and the security, your cash management. When you bring in your shopping carts, right? A lot of us are now, utilizing our shopping carts that are connected to our ERP systems, making sure that, those tokens are transferred from one to another so that we can see the flow of information, the authorizations, and then the settlements within the ERP systems that really make this work, give you good, valuable data, and keep your business running efficiently. Mobile payments. I mean, all of us are on some sort of social media, and if you've been on Instagram lately, and all of a sudden, I know I fall victim to this all the time, but here's an ad, and you pop up and you do it on mobile, right? And that's using the tokens. It's using a lot of the e-commerce plugins, but eventually that's coming back to your ERP system and making sure that really the availability of that data and the settlement data into your customer records is available. Virtual card adoption is also a big piece, and I'll get into that a little bit. I've got a good use case that actually just personally happened to me. But virtual cards are something that really are affecting the way that we're changing the industry with, card numbers that are either one-time use or card numbers that can be changed really on the fly and used in a very secure environment. To get into some of the payments myths versus facts, one of the common myths is that integrating with an ERP is extremely complicated. And although the integration and what you guys are doing from, really getting up and running with an ERP or a new install, moving ERPs, it is complicated, with all the fantastic VARs that we work with out there. They're really, looking at it from a consultative approach, and they're building what's needed for that client, all the workflows. But when it comes to the payments piece, it's really not. We provide a simple solution from an integration, and one of the terms that I like to use is just you kind of turn it on. You go in, we give you credentials, and we make the adoption super easy. It's really something that when you look at the landscape of installing all the other plugins that are out there, this is probably one of the easier ones to do, given that it's already built into the system. Another myth: when you're moving to an automated platform, it's expensive, and it can be expensive to a certain degree. But when it comes to the payments piece, it's once again, it's easy to get that in, get it updated, and really be up and running. And when you start to think about the paper-based costs, it's about $8 more transaction than doing e-invoicing. When you're going digital, it really collectively, we're looking at saving over $100 billion annually as we continue to move towards these new efficient models within all of our businesses. People are concerned about security, and for a great reason. I'm sure all of us have had a card compromised, or we've lost a card and feared that it's compromised. Really, in this environment, the integrated payments, when you're using a trusted provider, it reduces your risk. You need to be looking to make sure that your providers are, PCI and PADSS certified, that they're all compliant. And when this happens, your data is safe. It's in a gateway. It's tokenized. What we call PAN data is actually not available for anybody because it's locked away in our gateway. And as mentioned, it's tokenized. And for those of you who don't know what tokenization is, we actually take that card number, we digitize it, and we use it as a one-time use token. So anytime a transaction's made, comes back and forth, and the data is never available to be stolen. Another myth is small businesses, and this is something that I come across all the time. I know Kendra on my team is on this right now, and something that we've been working with is small businesses who they think that they don't need an integrated solution because A, it's expensive, and we've talked about that, or B, it's just I don't operate in that manner. Well, really, manual processes are costly. They're time consuming. I mean, I spoke to a few people yesterday that they're legitimately doing a manual pay process, that their biggest issue was fat fingering some of the card records into their system, going back, having to reconcile that, and it leaves so much room for error that when you bring your system up to modern standards, you're really simplifying reporting, you're freeing up time, and you can allocate resources to different initiatives. Some of the challenges that we see. So as we discussed, complicated payment processes, and that comes in many different forms of, let's say that you're processing outside of Acumatica today, and you're downloading your records through a file, and then you're doing file uploads. It's timely, it's complicated, it might not work with your workflow, and then even in the downloading of that data, you're looking at fraud, and fraud is rampant these days. I think we all know that. So really, you're getting data fraud protection. The integration from a cross-functional basis is paramount to a lot of people's systems. As I discussed with the e-commerce that's so prevalent out there, and people wanting to move, those people wanting to move those pieces of data, the payment data, the reconciliation into their Acumatica system it's a huge time saver, and it really makes your business flow from an optimized perspective. Human error. I make as many mistakes as anybody, and I know that from a reconciliation perspective, if I was having to do this, it just doesn't work. We're seeing so many errors that that are rectified by coming into the integrated space. And making sure that these things are automated. You're looking from, like I said, the reconciliation, and it's just making businesses flow at a smoother pace. Time to payment. Paper checks, there's still a lot of them out there. I don't know. I don't know if I have a checkbook or if I just don't know where it is. But time to payment is a big factor. So, you're looking at cash flow here. And with the integrated payment solution, your time to cash is a lot quicker. You're coming in, as mentioned, reconciled, and it can come in from really any of the platforms. Whether you're taking card not present transactions over the phone directly into your ERP, or you're coming through a shopping cart or mobile. We talked about mobile as well. So AP payment challenges, costly and time consuming, right? Paper is I'm sure from a business, it's their bane of the existence. Anybody's paper. I've got filing cabinets sitting here that have zero paper in them because I try to be as efficient as possible. With checks, I can't tell you how many birthday checks my grandma sent me that I had to call her back up that I lost and say, hey, can I get a new check when I was a kid? That happens in businesses today. And so we want these processes to become efficient by digitizing it, by really taking our AP process and making it turnkey for the business, utilizing everything that we can do in the ERP. And that comes to workflows, right? When you're using these paper-based methods, the workflows are inefficient. It causes duplicate entry. Once again, human error. Payment processing downtime is costly. So if you are unable to work with one of your vendors from AP, it's costly for everybody. Data security. We're not going to be able to talk about this enough, because a breach really can affect a small business in a way that can shut them down indefinitely. I mean, you're looking at fines from the government, you're looking at fines from card brands. It's really catastrophe to a business that if there is a breach, they're bringing in forensics, they're bringing in a whole bunch of people that inevitably that business is liable to pay for. Reporting. I live on reporting for our team, and I know that having centralized reporting for your business, for the financials, making sure that the different systems that you're using are all available in one centralized place, and that's with AP and AR. And when you move that into one place, it really does provide a benefit. And then the double reconciliation, right? You're looking at time spent when reconciling, and this is really collecting all the information you need. It's reconciling in a place that you're used to working in within your ERP, your Acumatica system, and it's once again just cutting costs, really saving you time. So the solutions that we have for all of these are really, from an AR perspective, integrations that fit your business. And we pride ourselves here on really being payment consultants, right? We're looking at this in a lens that really, from the VARs that you do, right? It's let me understand your business first. What do you do? Where are your pain points? And what can we design that fits your business? Within this, we can offer different, different products that sit within our product set, like next day funding, right? We've got the reporting capabilities. With Acumatica, with any other ERP system, we're seeing updates constantly. And one of the things that we do is we provide very detailed release guides that talk about our ongoing enhancements, that talk about any bug fixes that might come out, that talk about, version releases and, what's sunsetting, what's, next up on the list, which really gives you an ongoing piece of information to stay connected, stay up and current on what we're doing in the technology that we have. Our Click to Pay portal. Click to Pay is, from an invoicing solution is paramount. I mean, I know that the majority of our clients are utilizing Click to Pay. They're pushing invoices to their clients, and then they're utilizing those links to come back. We've got text capabilities. We also utilize the customer portal. And then back to secure storage. We want you to understand that your data is extremely secure. We own our own gateway. So that data sits within the gateway, and it is not visible on any of your systems. Once again, workflow automation, from a consultative approach, we're going to sit down, we're going to work with your clients, we're going to work with you on understanding, what is the workflow automation that's needed, inevitably getting you paid faster. And then payment acceptance. We own our own front end, back end. We are a true processor of payments in, payments out, from AR and AP. So credit, debit, ACH. We do level 3. We have multi-currency. The virtual card is all something that we have in house. We can work with you on. We can understand your needs, and then get you to the place that you really need to be. So from an AP payment solution, once again, native integrations in your existing accounting platforms. One of the few to actually do this, and not only a native integration, we also have really our own software set with graphical user interface. You can go in, all the reporting tools. So either, we prefer that you use it within Acumatica in your accounting system, but we understand that sometimes there's a reason for you to need to step out of that. And in that case, if you need to, we do have our own system that you can use. You can download reports and really make an experience that fits your business. The digital payment methods, virtual card, ACH, we actually have our own check printing facility. So when we go in from an AP solution, we're going to do vendor enrollment. It's a full turnkey solution when we're talking AP. And we're going to go in. We're going to, of course, try to move people to virtual card because it's cost effective. It's more secure. But then, if understandably, not everybody wants to accept a credit card when you're talking about vendors and vendor management. So we will do ACH. We've got advanced ACH. We provide a lot of security around that. ACH fraud has been rampant. We're really up on what the best practices are when it comes to ACH. And then, once again, if we can't break through on any digital methods, we will actually print and send a check to the vendor. So it's full vendor management and enrollment process. We're going to reduce the processing times for faster funding, which comes back to your reconciliation. What do your accounts look like? What's that cash flow look like? And then the visibility and reporting is all in there. And then the vendor satisfaction, don't quote me on this, but I want to say when it comes to vendor satisfaction, in enrolling them in the virtual card program, that we're hovering somewhere around 50% adoption, which is it's almost unheard of. And this is because we've got live people on the phone that are reaching out, that they're making a payment to your vendor when that payment is due, and enrolling them right away. So just a few stats to go through, just the benefits of automating the AP and AR processes. You're saving time, approximately 19 hours a week. The number of declines and payment reimbursement approval is about 59%, and then reduction of missing invoices about 60%. So really some numbers to live by that, these by taking these efforts, you're really utilizing best practices and making your business more efficient. The benefits of using an all-in-one solution per industry executives. So 83% were simplified by payables tracking. 72% making payments instantly, either coming or going. It makes a huge difference. Easier cash management. Your cash flow management is improved greatly when using an all-in-one system, because it really is. It's payments in and payments out, all within your ERP system. And then improve supplier relationships. When you're, what's the term? Paying fast makes fast friends. When you're really getting when you're getting your money to your vendors are going to be more inclined to make sure that things are done in a way that is efficient. It's moving to you quicker, and it's making a difference within your relationships with your suppliers. So really, just to kind of start to wrap everything up with our digital AR and AP payments, it really is an all-in-one payment platform. Security, cash flow, visibility, efficiency. And this is where I want to take a moment to kind of reintroduce to REPAY into the world, where we traditionally have been looked at as a credit card processor. And although that might have been true in the past, with what we've done through our acquisitions, our recent acquisitions over the past couple of years, is really brought this all-in-one platform together, so that we're true fintech, right? We are a payments provider that looks at each and every business to understand, what do you need? Where are the efficiencies that can be done to really understand, how are you paying your vendors and how are you accepting money from your customers? And this is all done within your ERP system, and it's all, this is all discussed through, a really thorough discovery process that, our sales team or our payment consultants, as I like to call them, take you through. So just to recap, the all-in-one payments provider, it's a one-stop shop for everything, right? Making and receiving payments. We are your trusted advisor, and we're going to be able to verify and enable those transactions in whatever channel you're looking for. We're going to really be your go-to people to obtain your payment accounts. You're going to keep your merchant account with your same bank, so you don't need to move banks. We're going to be able to deposit within the environment that you're working in now within your bank. So we really do want to make it simple. And as I mentioned before, we're using kind of the term, we're just going to come in and turn it on. We're going to work with your vendors. We're going to plug in the credentials from your receivables within the ERP, and then utilize the same banking system that you've always used. So we're set apart by the payment integrations with multiple ERPs. This is, Acumatica is one that we work with out of many, but very familiar with many ERP systems. So, let's say that you're moving from, another ERP or, growing, and you're coming up from, let's say, a QuickBooks platform into Acumatica. These are all something, that we understand, right? We've worked with a lot of these. We've worked with all the e-commerce, the POS, and the mobile applications. So we're helping them mitigate the risk between payment delays through our own gateway. As I mentioned, we're a full merchant processor. So we have our proprietary backend solution. We have our own settlement platform. We own our own gateway, and we're digitizing all these payments for the B2B customers and eliminating the paper checks. We're saving you time and money. Back to duplicate entry and the reconciliation. And then with virtual card, one of the things that really sets us apart is to offset the cost of your card acceptance. So, we're anybody that we enroll in virtual card, we're giving a percentage back to you from the vendor payments. So the integrations, as we've discussed, really, it's one of the most important parts, and it's not just payments, right? You're using integrations across your platform. I'm going to plug REPAY once again, and talk. That's another integration from an AR platform that you go through, and it offers efficiency. So within Acumatica, you're going to add your shopping carts or your CRM systems. So just to name a few that's on the right hand screen, we've got Magento and Salesforce, Big Commerce, big Acumatica partners. So these are all people that we're used to working with. We're used to working through the uniqueness of each business, because not everything's the same. And these are all people that I know that most of you have relationships with. We do as well, making it easier to kind of bridge the gap, the knowledge gap, and get what's best for the client. So one gateway, one platform, AR and AP. And I can't stress that enough. It's an area that a lot of what we see today are so many fracture points, and people are using gateways or using other processors, and when you do that, there ends up becoming finger pointing if something goes wrong. I use the term one throat to choke, right? If you need a solution when it comes to AR and AP, you're going to have one call, like I said, one throat to choke, and we're going to get that solution for you. Our all-in-one solution for bill payments and accounts payable automation integrate directly into the ERP, as mentioned, and we're gonna optimize it and really get it keyed into what you need, with our sales team, with our consultants, with our sales engineers. We've got a lot of different people, knowledgeable people here. They're going to be able to walk through many different solutions. So a couple key features when it comes to our AP. We've got batch reconciliation. So we're going to approve large batches of payments easily, right? There's a huge pain point for many customers, is they're not doing the batch reconciliation. It's one-offs, and it's time consuming for so many people in the accounting department. The data capabilities, I mean, once again, it comes in that you really want to understand where your data is. You want to build custom reports, and we can do all of that in real time, and you can have that at your fingertips within the services that we offer. And then the vendor enrollment. I mean, we call your vendors to enroll and track their payments when a bill is due to them. So we really do. We make this easy. We allow live people to come in and work with your vendors. So I'm going to go key features for AR payments. I know that we're running out of time here. So REPAY Vault. We got the multi integrations, the workflow support, our invoicing solutions. These are all things that we want to discuss with your clients. We want to understand what they need, what you need, and make sure that we're getting the right service to them. We do have a couple good shout outs from some of our clients. Michelle Forsey, who also used to work for or still works for one of our top VARs. And then back into REPAY with our backend systems. And then we have just our power, our payments. I've got my little Ian right here. And then we'll provide this, but here's our QR code if you want to grab a scan of this. Provides you all the integrations in the systems that are ready to use. one quick plug for our free payments review, lunch on us. Schedule a 30-minute discovery call with somebody on my team. We're going to get you over a $25 Grubhub gift card for you to have some lunch on us. This is me, David Harper. Happy to assist. If you want to reach out to me directly, I know we've got web forms, but I'd love to speak with you, get you connected with any of our team members, and walk through what we need or can do together. I believe I've got Amma moderating this. Do we have any questions? I don't even know if we have time for questions.
Hi, David.
Hey there.
It doesn't look like we have any questions in the chat, and we are out of time. So let's just give David a round of applause and head back to the sessions tab to hear from Mark Franks with a developer update. Thanks, everyone.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Have a great week.